Futures indicates a downside move at the opening bell. The Dow's off about 400 at this point, and the Nasdaq's down about 150. Plenty of red ink. Check on Bitcoin, please. I'm looking at 71.8 at the moment. Coinbase Chief Executive Brian Armstrong is with us this morning. Bitcoin 71.8 as of right now. Is that because the market senses that the Clarity Act is going to pass?
Yeah, I think that's right, and thanks for having me on the show. So there's a big Senate vote coming up on September 15th. Leader Thune was good enough to go and schedule that, so we now have a very clear date when the Senate's going to vote on the Clarity Act, and it's been a strong bipartisan compromise, which leads me to believe that it's going to get far more than 60 votes. And the administration, just yesterday, we had this meeting with the president and the top regulators at the SEC and CFTC, and that was the big topic of conversation. Is there was a big sense of urgency from this administration. Let's get Clarity done. Let's get it over the line. So both of those things, I think, are contributing to this Bitcoin price bump. And I personally believe we're at the beginning of the next crypto bull run.
Okay. So, there is some opposition to the Clarity Act, especially from the banks. Why do the banks oppose it?
So I would be careful not to paint with too broad of a brush there. There's actually a number of banks who've come out and endorsed the Clarity Act. Goldman Sachs, Citi, BNY, and other financial services firms, by the way, too, like Fidelity and BlackRock have all come out and endorsed it. So I think the bill is actually very good for banks. Most banks recognize that. It gives them new powers that allow them to grow their business and with this new technology, which is great. There's still a few holdout banks, I would say, that are against it. And the reason is plain and simple. They don't want competition from crypto companies. They don't want to have to pay higher rates to their customers. And you know, competition is what made America great, right? Free market competition, that's what is the ultimate consumer protection that creates better outcomes for everybody. So obviously, folks in the Senate are not going to stand for that. You know, people don't want protectionist behavior from a small group of incumbents. And so I think most of the banks have realized at this point that this is an opportunity, it's not a threat, and we've got to get these clear rules so this industry can be built here in America.
Trump set out to make America the crypto capital of the world. Has he done it? Is America the crypto capital?
Yeah, actually, I mean, you've got to give the president a lot of credit. On the campaign trail in 2024, I think he very astutely recognized that there was millions of voters in the U.S. who felt disenfranchised by the prior administration around crypto. They felt attacked unlawfully, right? And so he made a promise to make America the crypto capital of the world. And within weeks of taking office, he made good on that promise. He drafted an executive order asking the agencies in his administration to go further this agenda. He appointed two of the most crypto-friendly and competent regulators anywhere in the world, Chair Atkins and Chair Selig at the two top regulator agencies. And then he got the Genius Act passed. He created a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So it's all been incredible. And to really make all those changes and progress that this administration has made durable into the future, we can't just have regulation. That's not enough. We need legislation. That's where the Clarity Act comes in. And it's going to make sure that someone in the future can't, in a new administration, can't change the rules again. It's going to make this progress durable for decades to come.
I've got 20 seconds left. Would you forecast $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year?
I think there's a good chance. I don't know exactly what. I think over the next couple years, if I say 2030, I think it's very likely we'll see a $300,000 and $400,000 Bitcoin, and we'll see how it goes.
And there's a headline for you. Brian Armstrong, thanks very much for being with us, sir. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.